I've had this bed rack on my truck for quite some time, over 10,000 miles. And in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about some of the stuff I like about the bed rack and some of the things I don't like. In my initial review, I was super excited, super stoked, and I still am, so spoiler alert. But there's definitely some things that Hooke could do to improve. And if you're interested in this bed rack, I definitely think this will give you the information you need to make your decision. It will be linked in the pinned comment and in the description to get it at the best price available. With that being said, let's start with the things I like about the bed rack. I recently got the chance to go to a truck show and I got the chance to see a wide variety of bed racks, and I gotta say, I'm still very happy with the way that mine looks. It looks mean, it looks rugged, it got the MOLLE panels down the side. With that being said, I can't say enough good things about the looks. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I like how it looks. I liked it more when it was new. Now that it has some time, it's been sitting in the sun a lot, and the bolts are starting to fade pretty bad, but also the bolts make it look a little bit budget friendly. Seeing some of the more high-end bed racks, you don't even know where they attach, which is pretty dang sweet. But the bolts actually serve a good purpose, which brings me into number 2, the adjustability. Since there's bolts everywhere, they're there for a reason. This bed rack can fit a 6-foot bed, a 5-foot bed, a 5.5-foot bed. There's so many different configurations that you can use this bed rack for that I'm sure if I needed to, I could put it on my Corolla. So if you're someone like me who changes vehicles frequently, this is a good option. A lot of times I see bed racks for sale on Facebook because they bought a bed rack that doesn't fit their next vehicle. Being that this bed rack has a lot of adjustability is a plus. Now that adjustability does come with a downside. The bolts come loose all the time. I drive this truck mainly on the highway, so I'm going 80 miles an hour, maybe there's a lot of vibrations, but I could imagine if you're an off-roader and you drive 1,000 miles to get wherever you're going, and then you're going on a trail, I don't know how well these bolts will hold up. Now I just keep the tools required to tighten these bolts at all times, just because I don't want something to go flying. I really don't know what the solution would be to that. Maybe less adjustability or Loctite, but then if you want to remove them, the Loctite might get in the way. I don't know. That's for Hooke to figure out. But Number 3 has to be the amount of usable space that you get on this bed rack. When I was at this truck show, I was looking at all of these bed racks. They had rooftop tents, they had lights, but none of them really had everything. This bed rack has MOLLE panels on the side. This bed rack has space on top for a rooftop tent. This bed rack also has space right here so that you can put more lights. The amount of space that you get for tie downs, for rooftop tents, for lights is really good. More than some of its more expensive competitors. So if you're somebody who really likes to make your truck look really capable, or you want your truck to be really capable and you want to put a bunch of stuff on this bed rack, then that's something to consider. My bed isn't the longest, but I can still fit a lot of gear on it. I've been able to put lights on my bed rack, and the rooftop tent that I'm looking at still will fit on this bed rack. And then if I need a shovel, whatever I need to get to Walmart, I can put it on the side of the bed rack, which is pretty dang sweet. There's a lot of space, but that means it's a pretty big bed rack. I've already dealt with this a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little bit fed up. If I were to go back, I would get a taller bed rack just to give you that much more room. At this point, I've gotten used to just telling Sandy to go in and get it because I'm like 5'10", and it's not the most comfortable thing ever. I've bumped my head and I've scratched my back enough times back here to let you know that if you're a bigger fella, you're gonna have to figure out some like drawer system or some type of hook system to be able to get things that go further back in your bed, because if not, well then you're gonna comment and be like, yeah, I bumped my head. Whenever I make reviews on products, people always go to the comment section and ask me, Aing, be honest, would you buy this again? Would you recommend it? Should I get it? I get that 100%. So I take this very seriously when I say, if I were to buy another bed rack that's budget friendly, I would go with this. It's on Amazon, it's affordable, you can't go wrong. I'll be honest, there's 2 things I don't like about this bed rack. The bolts falling off, I don't know why they fall off. I don't know if that's my fault because I don't have all of the bolts that it needs. So maybe it puts more pressure on the little bolts that I have on there. That actually might be my fault. Saying that out loud kind of makes sense. Secondly, it is starting to fade a little bit. Now, this Toyota Tundra sits out in the sun. So if you garage keep your trucks, then maybe it'll do a little bit better. To be fair, my Toyota Tundra, all right, this $55,000 behemoth, is also starting to sun fade. So when you're comparing something that is nowhere near the price and it's holding up better, it's not bad. Not really in regards to this bed rack, but bed racks in general. I personally go to the beach a lot. I go to IKEA. I use my bed a lot. Here in Virginia, you never know what the weather is going to be like. I've gone, not even kidding you, like 5 times to the beach. Every time I go to the beach, because I check the weather, there's no rain. On my way back, without a doubt, it pours so bad. And all of my gear that's in the bed is now drenched. I right now have a bunch of stuff in my garage that's drying because, well, it got wet. Hooke Road offers a kit that allows you to put a bed cover on there. I didn't get it, so if you're going to, I recommend it. In conclusion, yes, I would buy this bed rack again. Super affordable. If you want something more high-end, maybe I'll get something a little bit more high-end and we'll do a better review on that. But as of right now, I'm enjoying this bed rack. There's some stuff that I don't love about it, but with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.